what's up to everyone in chat? Hope you enjoy this race. Should be very interesting. Both runners have solid PBs. Paperguy with a 152 and problemstrol with a 158. Okay, both runners exiting the house. I just lost the stream for a bit, but I'm assuming both runners got the PC potion. Could be wrong about problemstrol, but taking PC potion is generally the safe play in races. Here we'll see both runners taking Squirtle as a starter. As it gets them through Brock, the fastest of the three starters. Both runners will be looking to catch a Nidoran male early on Route 22, and you'll see some interesting manipulation for that. And you also see both runners naming their Squirtle and Nidoran A. The reason for that is it saves on print text, so every letter takes 1 frame to print. So naming your starters and your character 1-letter names save minutes throughout the run because you see your name so many times. Problemstrol getting Growl turn 1, it's not ideal. Should still be okay though. Just double tail whip here. General strat on this fight, both runners leading with the tail whip, and generally if you get a growl, the safe play is to tail whip again, and then basically it's just tackle spam and pray to not miss. Looks like Paper had a reasonable fight, and both runners here will be looking for 12 special attack at level 6. Paperguy opting not to check his special, which isn't a bad play. Seeing 11 special isn't the be-all and end-all of having good special for Brock, because you can level into good special at level 8. And in a race, you're not resetting over your Squirtle special, so it's often better to check at level 8. Problemstrol having a big struggle with that first fight. Also looking like he may have had bad special, but I didn't quite see that, as he didn't leave the stats up very long. But yeah, Paper has a big lead right now. Hasn't got experience yet, but Problem just leading the lab well behind. I think we're about to have Church join us for commentary. Paperguy making it back to the lab in 4:10. Very solid start. This should be a sub 5 lab. So he's on some really nice pace right now. And welcome to P Church to the commentary. Haven't missed much so far. Both runners in Oak's lab. Problemstrol had a terrible arrival fight, had to use his PC potion. Both runners getting pretty fortunate with encounters though. Now we'll see Paperguy heading back to Viridian, and he'll want to get some experience on the way here. Ideally a level 2 Rattata, because it's the most likely to die in 2 shots. And he gets a 3 Rattata, which is fine. Should be a 3 hit. Can 2 hit with 2 criticals, but very unlikely with Squirtle. As crit rate is based on base speed in Gen 1, and obviously Squirtle not having the best base speed has a low crit rate. Getting a 3 shot on the rat. Be interesting to see which manipulations we'll see the runners use today. There are probably 3 main manips that we've seen throughout the tournament. Those being the slower but we'll say less execution heavy FFEF, which is perfect stats. The FBEE, which is close to perfect, which is a faster manip, and then the 7A press FFEF manip, which is the generally accepted manip for attempts. Both runners buying 5 balls, Paper going for the FFEF, and it looks like problemstrol is also going for the 7A press Nidoran. And Paper gets the Nidoran encounter, so he gets the yellow ball. Both runners doing the same variant of movement. And Paper gets the yellow ball, so it's a solid start from both runners. Problemstrol probably about 20 seconds behind at the moment. And both players got the yellow ball, so sub 730 Nidoran for Paper, and it looks like a close to 750 for Problemstrol. 740, sorry.
Yeah, definitely a manageable amount of time to be behind by.
Depending on how the Weedle fight goes, anything can happen here. If Paperguy gets poisoned turn 1, this can turn around very quickly. We're not seeing either runner attempt extended Forest Manip, which is in its early days, still probably not consistent enough to be used in races yet. You'll see both runners take a specific path through the forest, and problemstrol getting an encounter there. And it's a Pikachu, this could be very bad. Level 3, which is more likely to run away from, and he is able to run away. Very lucky there. That can end a run if you get paralyzed and can't run away. Paper looks like he made it to the first fight without an encounter.
Ooh, poisoned.
Very early poison there, so Problemstrol definitely with the potential to save time here. It'll be interesting to see how the runners play this healing-wise. Generally in races, you'll see runners heal at 6 or lower because a crit from Weedle plus poison damage can deal 6. Ooh, Paper getting a low roll down, losing a turn. So a very slow fight. Looks like Problemstrol is also going to miss the 4-shot on the Weedle. No, he gets a good roll last time. So Problemstrol having a much better Weedle fight. Very close race now. Didn't catch either runner's special, so will be a surprise when we get to Brock. Problemstrol getting his second encounter.
2 forced encounters is really unlucky.
So only about less than 10 seconds separating the runners right now. You see possibly both runners taking early mark here, because I believe neither have potions. Yes, they'll both take early mark. By 7 potions here. I'm interested to see if both runners save for Brock, which they should be. Depending on their special, this fight can be unwinnable if you get unlucky. Problemstrol healing to full before the fight. This is a good play. Opting not to save. Oh, no, just did it in a separate menu. Looks like Paper has bad special, so he has the chance to die. If he gets fired on the turn, he bubbles the Onyx. Risking, looks like he'll be risking the Onyx crit when he switches in, unless he heals with Nidoran out. Problemstrol having good special. No issues with the Geodude. And risking the tackle crit and dies. This play from Paperguy there probably would have been a safer play with to heal with Nidoran out there. And now we have Problemstrol well and truly in the lead. And Problemstrol finishing Brock with a pretty respectable time. Sub 13. Not terrible considering 2 first encounters and a save before Brock. So Problemstrol with the 1250. Interesting to see what the difference we have after the Paper finishes will be. I'm guessing it'll be about a minute, possibly more. Ooh. Bite on the turn that you had to go for bubble there. This could be very bad. Gets the long bite, so he doesn't have to do the Brock fight for a 3rd time.
Coin flip.
Did get lucky there. Or you could say you got unlucky to get bite on the same turn he bubbled as well, so. Paper about just over a minute behind. Easily reeled in. Paperguy being the more established runner, although Problemstrol does have a lot of experience with Gen 1, being mainly a glitched category runner. There's only about a 6-minute difference in PBs between these 2 runners, so anything can happen really. Next interesting thing we'll see here is whether either runner saves for short sky. Can be a terrible fight if it goes poorly. And Problem is saving. And one critical from the reptile. This is where it can start getting a little bit dicey. You will need to heal here. It looks like Paperguy also saved.
No wrap for the
Problemstrol.
Good.
Going for the tackle on the Ekans there.
Ooh.
Could have been very bad. Could seen wrap after I think it was 2 leads, although one may have failed. And Paper getting crit and dying to Short Sky. Wowee, this is some pretty bad luck.
Definitely sets back Paper a long way.
problemstrol just breezing through right now. Not really having any issues to speak of, other than that encounter with a Pikachu in the forest.
Ooh, critical to Kakuna. Take a turn.
Oh, he did not save for Short Sky.
I thought he saved right before Short Sky as well.
This is not good.
It's a big time loss.
This is getting to be a big gap now. This is probably pushing 6 or 7 minutes now. If he's behind, this will be hard to reel in because problemstrol is a consistent runner, and I don't think we'll be seeing him make too many mistakes throughout the run.
Oh, to get the long bite again.
Or the double speed fall would turn on speed fall. No double speed fall. Oh boy. Oh boy. Looks like problemstrol will be going for Mega Punchman, fighting Lass on round 3 here. This could just be an endless cycle of deaths for Paperguy if he keeps getting wide on the bubble turn. There's not much you can do about it. problemstrol getting through last with no issues. Looks like he's at a very safe HP, won't be dying to Scientist or Flyer. Still having seven horn attacks as well is very solid at this point of the route. And Paperguy finished with Brock for a second time. So the gap has widened. It's pushing 7.5 minutes now between problemstrol and Paper. with problemstrol basically finished with Route 3, with Paper only just finishing with Brock. I don't see a Jigglypuff troll this race. Well, not yet anyway.
See how the Mega Punch Manip works out.
Yeah, this will be interesting to see how problemstrol does with this Manip. Going for the non-red bar pairs. So problemstrol here, doing a 7-quit manipulation for a Paris, which you should get 2 towels before the scientist. And if all goes correct, you should be able to catch this in the yellow ball. And successfully getting the yellow ball in the Paris. Very clean start from problemstrol. This should be a good HP for him to manipulate red bar from the spot. Ooh, with the Gen 1 is.
Having to heal there is really unlucky.
So what just happened there is, in Gen 1, due to basically a coding mistake, all moves, including 100% accurate moves, have a 1 in 256 or 0.4% chance to miss, which he just had. Luckily, he had a pretty healthy amount of one attacks, so it's actually not going to cost him more than 1 turn, and that heal.
Here comes the second part of the Mega Punch Manip.
So this is a long stretch of frame perfect movement you need to do here with, I think it's 17, 18, 19 A presses that you need to do on a specific tile, which will get you through Mount Moon and Countless. Problemstrol getting past one of the biggest fail areas of the Manip there, with 8 A presses on that in-between floor. And he's basically finished with the hard stuff, pretty free bit of movement for the rest of the Manip now. Paperguy going through Route 3, getting close to finishing the bug catcher. We'll see after this what he decides to go for, whether he goes for Mega Punch Manip or just the standard horn attack.
is electing to go for Mega Punch as well.
Interesting with the HP he had too, because he only has 14, which can be quite risky on this fight.
Just healing right away.
Probably correct play. I believe 15, he can die here to a critical again. Did not go critical. It may not have been guaranteed to die, but it could have been a chance. Playing it safe, healing on the mid around. Definitely correct. One of the nicest fights here for the Mega Punch route. Dealing with this Radazar and Zubat in one turn rather than two. With the Zubat being quite trolly if it does Supersonic you. And missing the Zubat range, which was Supersonic fail. So it's looking like about a 28 Mount Moon for problemstrol, which is pretty solid for a race. Definitely still PB pace for him. His PB being a 158 at the moment. Wouldn't be surprised to see a race PB from him in his matches. Mega Punch Disable from the Grimer. Not what you want to see when you're out of horn attacks and taught over tackle. Having to deal with a Grimer with only Poison Steam. Mega Punch was a TM, yes. They picked up Mega Punch TM on one of the basement floors of Mountain. So this could be a long fight if Mega Punch doesn't get... there we go. Undisabled.
Mega Punch move.
So Mega Punch is an 85% accurate move. Sometimes it feels worse than that, as problemstrol's probably feeling right now with the double Mega Miss. Paper saving for his red bar Paris minute. Problem getting close to exiting. Did lose a lot of time on that fight, which does help Paperguy out a little bit. Not as far behind now. Probably lost almost a minute. Because he was on pace for about a 28 flat exit and ended up with a 28.50 there. So probably 45 seconds to a minute there. Versus a perfect fight, that is, anyway. So you'll see Problem refilling his PP and setting his war point at the Cerulean Center here. In about 10 minutes, we'll be seeing him escape rope from Bill's house, and he'll teleport back there. So important to set that as a war point. Paperguy making short work with these scientists and now saving with his Mega Punch minute. And interesting there, we see Paperguy with the 21 minutes in-game time, 9 minutes behind his RTA. Both runners had a 21-minute Mega Punch save. Paperguy just having to reset a few more times. sand attack on the Pidgeotto there. We'll waste some time for problemstrol because he will likely have to switch out here. Staying in at -1 accuracy in Gen 1 is not often recommended.
66%. It's not very good.
Compared to later gens, sand attack in Gen 1 was a lot more harsh. So problem losing a little bit of time there on the rival. If Paperguy gets a good moon exit, probably see him saving close to a minute here on problemstrol comparatively in now moon segments. And Paperguy mimicking his Paris. Executed the mimic correctly. And yes, Will pointed out there in chat that neither player going with the standard Horntax strat, so we don't actually get to see any interesting color palettes for the rest of the run up until Surge. Maybe one of the runners will surprise us with a palette Cansman it, but I highly doubt it. So this is where we'll see a lot of the benefit coming in from the Mega Punch Manip as opposed to just standard Horntax strats.
Ooh,
As I say that.
It's a Mega Punch misses from Problem so far. Quite unlucky.
Mega Punch on bridge can save a bunch of time. Being ranges to kill both Pidgeys, which can definitely troll with sand attack. Seeing QA turn 1 there is a bit of a relief. Does mean that there is no chance to get sand on that turn. However, with a Mega Punch crit, it ended up just being straight time loss. This could be risky for Paper. 10 HP for the rest of this fight. Paper did elect to keep Tackle, which is probably a little safer for Mega Punch disable shenanigans. But it does mean no Leer for later, which can be useful for Stoinka Red Bar. You hear us talking about Red Bar pretty regularly throughout this race and throughout all the other races for the tournament. And for those who are new to Pokemon speedrunning or don't know what Red Bar is when your HP is below 10/48 or 5/24 of your HP. It plays the Red Bar sound, which skips a bunch of jingles and cries, and can save a lot of time throughout the course of a run. So you'll see players trying to manipulate low HP a lot of the time, which can make some fights a lot riskier. That is, in the late game, generally pretty safe.
Ooh. Sand attack, putting in work. Fortunate.
Well, those situations there, getting sand attack on that Pidgey that is a lot less likely with Mega Punch, but can still happen. So we saw Paper save about close to 2 minutes. Was it 2 minutes? Maybe about a minute and a half between how far he was behind before, about 7.5 minutes, to only being about 6 minutes behind at Moon Exit, having a much better time with the final scientist. Problemstrol having a very slow bridge as well, close to an 8-minute split here. Actually, above an 8-minute split, which is extremely poor luck for having Mega Punch. Get trolled by Sand Attack on almost every fight. Looks like Paperguy got through, no worries. With Sand from Pidgeotto, also getting the one hit on the Rattata, and dealing with the Bulbasaur in 2 turns with a Mega Punch miss. We have an interesting fight coming up here for Problemstrol. Having to thrash a Geodude here doesn't often go very well, so we often see, more often than not, that runners have to switch out to Squirtle to finish the Geodude off. With a critical on the Geodude, though, it can be a fast fight if you get the 2-shot.
Seeing defense curl is also very good.
And Problemstrol elects to fight through confusion there, taking a bit of a risk. Could have died, although very unlikely to hit self into tackle critical. But playing around Geodude critical, often not a great play, because Geodude's crit rate is only 4%, I believe. It's quite low, because its base speed is so terrible. But yeah, it looks like Paperguy's having a much easier time with Mega Bridge than Problemstrol did. Throughout the rest of the run, we'll be seeing both players probably save 4 or 5 more times. Some of those fights will most likely be Misty. Possibly the Oddish Trainers in Rock Tunnel, depending on their HP. And then Black Belt, and then risky Elite 4 fights, depending on the strats that the runners go for.
Paper missing Mega Punch there and getting wrapped. 4-turn. 5-turn wrap. That's fortunate.
That Ekans, again with Mega Punch, is much more likely to troll you when you have to go for the Horn Attack range, being about 56% to kill that with Horn Attack, whereas being 85% to kill it with Mega Punch, with the missing being the only way you don't kill it. Getting unlucky to get the 25% wrap into, I'm not even sure how unlikely 5-turn wrap is off the top of my head, but it's not likely. I believe Problemstrol has a 15828. as his current PB. Definitely not two of the best starts to races we've had throughout the tournament. Both races definitely not going to get the sub 40 Misty, seeing as we're already at 41 minutes and no one's even entered the gym yet. Problemstrol looking like he'll get somewhere in the order of a 43, sorry, and Paper probably a 48. So looking like maybe a 5-minute gap at the moment. Maybe a bit larger than 5 minutes. We've seen a couple of different strats from runners throughout the tournament in regards to the Misty fight. We've seen some runners going with normal strats, which is taking about mid-40s HP into the fight, which will tank either a bubble beam or possibly a crit water gun, depending on how high HP is. But taking this HP into Misty is a bit riskier because you are guaranteed to die to bubble beam critical, and extremely likely to die if you do get bubble beam speed 4. Yes, I believe Crit Water Gun is 44 as a max roll, so problemstrol is safe at 46. We'll see the bubble beam critical.
That's really unfortunate.
So Paperguy with the possibility to save some time here. If he gets through Misty first try, looks like problemstrol probably lost a little bit less than a minute there to the Misty death. Not getting that last tackle into red bar, but did get the 4-turn thrash, so no issues for Paper with top hacker. We'll probably want to see a quick attack from the red star though to keep his red bar. And second time around, problemstrol has no issues with Misty, taking in some low red bar for the next split. Oh, he mega punched much up. Okay, so playing that fight safe. Paper had some issues early on. He got critical on Route 3 and had to go back to a Brock save. It took him about 5 minutes. Also died to Brock twice.
Yep.
Was very close to problemstrol there. Speedfall or another critical again could have set him back another minute. But we're seeing this gap slowly close up on Paper, between Paper and Problem. Paper probably having saved 2 to 3 minutes since the start of Route 3. Getting the better end of some luck, which is nice to see this race start to close up a little bit. Does make it a bit more interesting. Paper will have to make some interesting decisions on whether he wants to play risky to try and save time, because as the run gets further in, there is less and less RNG that can screw over problemstrol. So Paper wouldn't have been happy with that HP going through that section, being just out of red bar for the for those 4 fights. We see problemstrol here using his last potion. We'll see how he manages his bag here. I believe he kept the antidote, so if he's doing blizzard strats, he will be fine to just not sell Bide here. With problemstrol having no potions here, he may opt to take early supers, because with his current lead, he doesn't really need to take the risk of Rock Tunnel Red Bar, although the risk is quite low, only having to hit a 410 Thrash and 50-50 range on Oddish. If those fights do go wrong, they can waste a lot of time. So I'd be interested to see what he does here with his Vermilion chopping. Probably will opt to buy supers now after that Eradicate attack.
Oh, Paper getting confused by the Goldeen. He snapped out of it right away though.
He did hit himself once.
Hitting yourself once, yeah. A little bit more.
And problemstrol does not opt to take early super potions, so he'll be not healing until Celadon at least. So this should be interesting. This could be how Paperguy catches up. He does have the full restore, worst case scenario, if he does need it. I would assume he would be saving for this fight. This fight can go very poorly, even at high HPs, so 16 is not a risk you want to be taking in a race with no healing items, and he does save. So making the correct decision there.
Paperguy getting through Misty on his first try. So.
Getting a good HP too. He should have about 17 HP for the Pidgey trainer, which is safe from triple quick attack. Does die to double QA with triple QA with 1 critical there. But I doubt he'll play around that. He'll be wanting to take as much red bar as he can. The sand attack there, not good, with problems only Slade left being Squirtle, which will take multiple turns to die here. Also not having the option to switch out on Surge. Getting the Mega Punch on Eradicate, that definitely helps. Could have died to a Hyper Fan critical there. Getting the
red bar there
to 10 HP. This is decent HP. I believe this, if he wants to keep the red bar for the entire split, he'll be wanting to take damage from Caterpie, because he will level out at level 31 with this HP. Pikachu QA or Voltorb Tackle can also give him good HP for the next split. But it'll be interesting to see how Problem goes red bar in the next split, because he definitely won't be healing. Unless he gets statused by an Oddish or a Bellsprout. So we see Paper getting through with no Surge encounter. Like the lucky mutant. Possible spoilers here from Paper posting chat. I'm worried now.
Oh no.
Oh, and wow, that's that could have been bad had that actually connected. Gentleman missed from the PG there, saving Paper Guy the heart attack of having to see his HP go down to see if it was a critical or not. So we'll see the first reasonably sized menu of the game here for problemstrol. Having to teach 2 TMs and doing a swap with repels. 2 TMs and HM, sorry. Problemstrol using his dead Paris to cut the bush there. Seems realistic. No, I didn't see how many potions. It looks like Paper Guy is also out of potions. And he is making the safe play to buy 3 supers here, which I believe would have been the correct play for a problemstrol also, but he did not elect to take those early supers. May pay off for him. Getting those supers early can make late menus
He did pick up 4 repels, which is interesting.
Problemstrol going down to Super Sonic Boom. Missing the 70+% range on the Voltorb. Quite unlucky there. Sonic Boom is it always does 20 damage. So guaranteed to kill there. Cannot crit, always does 20. Also 90% accurate, so could have missed there, but did not. This race definitely closing up though. Another 1 minute loss, time loss to problemstrol. Going for the bubble beam this time. Interesting. To the range and does get the range. It's about a 94% range, I believe, to kill with 2 bubble beams. Bubble beaming at 10 HP, very risky, because you can just straight up die to Sonic Boom. So interesting play there from problemstrol, but it does eventually deal with Surge and getting the crit on the Raichu. Very similar HP to Paper. Looks like he's also, this may be Venonat Tackle, I think, to keep Redwell. Although Paper didn't elect to keep Leah, so he will have to go for double bubble beam on the Venonat, which is not as good as a critical does kill. So it looks like if Paper Guy gets through Surge, no worries, that the gap will be about 3 minutes. So Paper Guy having clawed back about 3.5 to 4 minutes since the start of Route 3. And this is the first time we get to see an interesting scrolling technique called, affectionately known as Keyser Scroll. And problemstrol does do it. Scrolls down at the bottom menu to quick swap bike to the top and teach Thunderbolt. Which you can see he saves. He does indeed save for this fight, which is probably necessary, seeing he has no slaves and 13 HP, which is exact HP that Southern Confusion does, but with Mega Punch, not gonna have to go for that thrash. Does miss on the first turn though, into Absorb. Both runners having the option to go for Mega Punch on 4-turn Thrash, which does improve that fight from about a 75% to an 85% chance. Although, from what I've seen today, it doesn't make that fight look much better. With I think I've seen at least 3 Mega Punch misses today on that fight. But problemstrol, having perfect HP here, will take him all the way through to Lavender Tower with Red by here.
Paper having to switch out on Surge, he missed the Voltorb range.
Oh, so he got 4-turn Thrash and...
He did get 4-turn, and then, but he did get tackled by Voltorb, so he now has pretty good HP going into the Fly Swoop.
Yeah, this should get him through to Lavender. I don't know if he will keep to level up through the Lavender Rival fight, but by then it's quite likely that he's taking more damage. And we get to see Surge facing away from Paper there in shame. Not happy with his efforts. So we get to see both runners taking Red Bar through a tunnel, which should be interesting. Does introduce some interesting risks, and could be punishing if either player gets paralyzed or put to sleep or wrapped. Although wrap is very unlikely with Mega Punch. Would have to general miss most likely. But speaking of general miss, Paperguy has double Gen 1 missed 4-turn Thrash Girl before, so nothing is out of the question.
Good time.
Oh, Paperguy teaching over Bubble Beam there. He is most likely going to have to go back to his save at Surge here. That's a big loss. Problemstrol also having to reset to a Stun Spore death from Oddish, or death to Bulbasaur, but Oddish doing the brunt of the work there. So Paper back at Surge now. Second time around, problemstrol gets the Oddish with a critical, so past that fight now. Did make it a little bit easier on Paper with that reset. The gap won't be quite as bad, but looks like the gap will be back to about 7 minutes. Anything can happen if problemstrol gets chain Gyarados crit though on Lance. As we say, let once decide.
Nice rock tunnel movement by Problem. Any bonks that I
Did
can
let
see.
his repel wear out though, which was interesting.
Yeah.
Took a yellow tile before repelling again. It would have been interesting to see him get an encounter there.
Yeah, he did repel very early.
It'll be interesting to see which strats the runners are using today. I think it's most very likely that we'll see Paper go for the late Earthquake and Bubble Beam strat. As for problemstrol, I would expect him to do those strats as well, but I can't be sure. I guess we'll find out when they both do their Celadon shopping. Paperguy with that 1 hour flat surge. Less than ideal. Problemstrol taking the stairs rather than hopping over the ledge, which is marginally slower. Okay, round 2 of Thunderbolt Teach. Let's see if he teaches over the right move this time. Okay, a round of applause for Paperguy teaching over one attack this time.
Clapper.
Clapper, clapper. At this point, I think it's quite unlikely that we see sub 2 this race. Definitely still possible for problemstrol, but I would say unlikely at this point, with this PV being a 158 and having this sort of fly split time. Generally, we see newer runners or less experienced runners have a much better early game than late game. So I think it's more likely than not that we see a bit sloppier play from now on. From Problem being possibly less experienced at the late game. Paperguy going for the banana tackle, which gives him a nice break off for the rest of the split. As of yet, hard to tell what strat problemstrol is going for. Just going with the standard 11-3-5 X item buy, not going with the 11-1-6 buy, which some runners have chosen to adopt with the new late EQ Blizzard strats. So apparently, problemstrol skipped Ice Beam, so it does look like he will be going for Blizzard. Did not skip Rock Slide, however. Definitely a safer play in a race. Problemstrol finished with the fly menu, and now he gets to go and try and hit some rock slides, which is not an easy task.
As Snorms can tell you.
Paperguy getting through the junior trainer female fight pretty cleanly. So I believe the reason Paper bought 4 repels was to fill a bag slot, because he did run out of potions and use his antidote. So I think that was the thinking behind his 4 repel buy. And also the reason he has repels in slot 3 rather than slot 1, like most runners do. Problem getting a very good fight there with the crit on the Ivysaur. Very clean. Does have to try and hit 2 rock slides now. It would be interesting to see if he saves. I would hazard a guess that he will save before the fight. Does not save. So we could be seeing a death here, if he does miss Rock Slide into Nightshade, which would make the race a lot closer. And
does he use
the Bubble Beam drops an input, and I believe still has no slays to switch out to. So one more hit in Confusion or Lick. He's going for the Force Door. Definitely a safe play at that HP. Will not be dying to this fight now, but can lose a lot of time. Snapping out of Confusion.
Mrs. Rock Slide. Oh no.
Not how you want this fight to go.
No, this is
It's
stuff of nightmares.
And does give the Scarslayer a turn now, as he is slower. Does not get confused here though, so he should be okay here. And it's the worst one. There was a small possibility of dying there, but die from full is a good effort if you can manage it. Definitely has happened to many people though, and I definitely know I have definitely died from full HP before, but the chance is pretty low. So we'll see a couple more rock slides of problemstrol to hit. These ones probably not as punching to miss as the first, although he didn't end up dying to the miss, but worst case scenario is he would have to go back to the heal pad if you got paralyzed. Managed to get through the rest of the fights pretty cleanly then. See Paperguy finishing up with his shopping. Probably around 7 or 8 minutes behind again. And as the race goes on, this will be a lot harder to close the gap. See Paperguy getting close to flying to Lavender. We'll see him do his fly menu here, which used to be quite an elaborate menu, but since new strats have been found, this is actually quite a short menu. We just do the one swap, fly teach, and the rock slide teach, and then some runners choose to do the exact swap in this menu as well. Paperguy opting for 10 X accuracies. I'm not sure if that was intentional. And meanwhile, missed problemstrol dying to Golbat somehow.
Wow, I didn't even see how that happened.
Nope. Apparently, there was a thrash involved. May have thrashed the Zubats accidentally.
This could Paper's chance for a comeback.
This could even it out, definitely.
Wow, this is a really slow death as well.
It will be interesting to see if he accidentally takes out this Golbat with his slaves. We would have thought it would be unlikely, but if it does happen, that experience could be relevant. At this point, it's probably better if he starts tail whipping the Golbat, rather than risking losing his experience. And there we go. See him black out. A couple of interesting things as consequence to that. We'll see him have to super repel again, which will set him one super repel back, which he'll have to manage later, most likely. He'll have to YOLO 2 tiles pre-Victory Road and do all of his Victory Road menus differently. And also has to walk up all the way up the tower again. And do that fight again. So yeah, problemstrol only 4 fights ahead, you know? And they can be very quick fights, so this has just got close again somehow. Very interesting.
Or is it pretty safe health for this channeler, which is nice.
So according to chat, we had a 6 minute, just over 6 minute gap at the fly split. With that death, probably costing problemstrol 2 minutes, so we're looking at maybe a 4 minute gap now, which is definitely not out of the question to be closed up. Problemstrol will have to likely get quite unlucky, or Paperguy will have to go for Surf Red Bar or some yellow strats on the Elite Four to close that. But definitely the Paperguy's late game execution should be at a higher level than problemstrol. It'll just be interesting to see here whether he can he can focus, because at this point of the run, when you're about over 10 minutes behind where you would want to be, keeping you cool and still playing well can be pretty difficult. So it'll be interesting to see how his execution is for the rest of the run. Paper with the rock slide miss into Nightshade.
Did not get paralyzed or confused though. A little bit lucky there.
Problemstrol just finishing up the last fight of tower here. And Paper just making up to the last floor, so about 3 fights behind. That will be interesting to see what sort of splits we see. Problemstrol looking like a 17-20. We had to find out exactly how far behind he is at the end of this split, when he grabs the Book of Loot. So we'll see Problemstrol here taking the center. This is a pretty important center to take, because it sets your war point for the rest of the run. Because the runners will be digging out of a lot of places, such as Swiftco and Safari Zone. And the Celadon's just the most central place to dig out to. And we do see Problemstrol not going for late EQ, so this should be a nice little time save for Paperguy. Also with the trainer card flash.
Does yes. The class.
So just route differences here could mean about a 30-second save for Paperguy on the in the next 15 minutes, just to route differences. Does introduce a little bit of extra risk. Going for the repel save here, he may opt to get the candy from the right hand side. Gets it from above, taking maximum amount of steps in the grass, and manages to avoid the repel, avoid the encounter. So he's back where he should be with his repels. And just get the PP up with not too much trouble. So Paperguy just finishing up with the tower now, so it's actually looking like the difference is actually below 3 minutes now. That death for Problemstrol costing him a lot of time, as well as the terrible first channel fight. So this race definitely swinging in terms of the time difference, but Paperguy, probably the closest he's been since his death to Short Sky. We might see the gap close up to below 2 minutes on this split. Koga being, or the Sylph and Koga split being one of the easiest areas for new runners to lose time just on execution. As we saw, problemstrol having some issues picking up items on the cycling road, and then having some issues with movement in the Safari Zone. And Paper just straight up going for the faster route. So this is the main extra risk added in by late Earthquake. Having to give this Arbuckle turn a chance to paralyze you. Going for the Thrash, so this is about a 46% range, but in the Lear badge boost.
Wow.
He's the one getting the 2-shot. And the critical too, so it didn't even need the badge boost. But very, very solid fight. Thrash is a slower on average, and even with the 2-shot, Thrash is slower than Exact Drill, but that will give Paper the option to skip the X special on the next fight and drill ×5. So it doesn't look like he will be going for Super Red Bar here. Could have been a consideration seeing as he is behind a significant amount, but it does not look like he's going for it. Just going to hope that his execution comparatively will be enough to save some time between now and the end of the run. So we'll see the difference here. problemstrol also going for late Earthquake, just doing Safari first. Interesting. Not really sure what the go is, why he did Safari first. I'm not sure how that goes with the item management, but I think it should be okay. Not really sure, to be honest. That's a good question. Having the PP up already, drilling would definitely be the correct play. Possibly didn't buy enough X accuracies for it, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm a little bit bamboozled right now. There we go, making short work of Silverable. It'll actually look like the runners have synced up a bit now. Paperguy having finished Silverable and problemstrol being on Survival, but Paperguy still having yet to complete Safari Zone. So the route time saves that I thought Paperguy would get, he won't be getting, does get enough damage here though to avoid not dying to self-destruct. So problemstrol will be hoping to take a bit more damage here, because at this point he will be living a self-destruct on about 15 to 20 HP depending on the roll, which is not what you want. So he'll either be going for, or he'll be wanting a Bone Club from Cubone, and We might see him Elixir on the Cubone for that reason, to maximize his damage chances. It does look like he's going to do that. Paper getting lower. This HP is a risk to die to Hypno, I believe. Would need a high roll. So we're seeing problemstrol at quite a high HP there, so we may see him stall on Hypno, or if he does get Horn Attack from the mid-arena, I think he should be at low enough HP that even if he does live, he shouldn't be too high. And if he takes damage from Black Belt, he should keep his red bar. So Paperguy remembering not to dig out after Giovanni. One thing he was worried about before the race, because he has done it multiple times in practice. And Paper walking out and then remembering he needed to dig. Does eventually remember. Paperguy goes for the repel before this push. So unlike problemstrol, he has no risk of getting encounter here.
Oh. Yeah, use
So this is... I think the reason why Safari first is not what we want to do. Problemstrol having some issues with bag management, as he don't believe he's used his PP up yet. And this looks like he will get toxic in Koga's gym. So that is a significant time loss, as he does get the jingle for the TM, and then Koga talks for about 100 years after. Or 400 years, actually.
Approximately.
27 seconds.
Yep, exactly.
Ooh. So problemstrol going in without having taught Earthquake. This can...
Oh.
This is looking like Paperguy's going to head up in the lead. Problemstrol's going to have some big issues with this trainer without Earthquake. Going for the Thrash does not kill at 38.
Rouge Rousey.
Okay, Pokemon Yellow strats here. So this is where it's going to get dicey.
Oh.
Does not. He ends up switching out. Let's recover. So this Kadabra can waste a lot of time, as it only has, I believe, one damaging move.
Oh no.
And the switch out.
Juggler with the maximum control. That's incredible.
And this is where we see
Whoa.
Paperguy with the experience and practice with this route, most likely going to help him save some time here. Switching back into the Kadabra does get confusion. This could be bad if it criticals. Kadabra does have a high crit rate and X accuracy.
Ooh.
Does not get the critical. One horn drill. And PG level to level 10. That's not something I've seen before, but he manages to get through the fight eventually. But Paper only would be less than a minute behind now. This race has been very up and down, and has been very entertaining so far. So now the gap is back to one trainer between the two races. I believe he still has enough experience because of the 2 extra Zubats, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, that
I
probably about
would
evens out.
think that the 2 extra Zubats would give him enough.
Is going to risk.
And does manage to get through Hypno in red bar. It was a 50-50 coin flip there for him to die on that fight. Very lucky to get through there. Paper finishing the trainer beforehand. We'll see if he heals beforehand or not. I wouldn't have thought. No, he is going for the heal, so he's playing it safe. Going for the candy to 40. Okay. This will make him a little bit safer. Well, a lot safer for the Hypno. Only really dying to Confusion critically. But this will mean, having used the candy earlier, that Paper will have less health, which could be beneficial, or it could be detrimental if he gets low-key critical on, or even non-crit karate chop on Black Belt. Having that 3 less or 4 less HP could be the difference between living and dying there. But we may see Paperguy go for mansion candies. I'm not sure. He was tossing up whether doing mansion candies would be correct or not, but knowing that he's behind, he will most likely skip the mansion candies. But yes, I believe we did see problemstrol get the toxic team there, which Paperguy will not have to do. And this is where we see this lack of experience in late game creep in, with problemstrol struggling to remember what to do in his menus, searching around for the HMs and to do his swaps, and does not candy Squirtle. It's a good start. Waiting to see if we see a mansion candies from problemstrol. I highly doubt we'll see mansion candies, because it has looked like he is just following the latest guide or latest notes, which do not include getting mansion candies. But the runners, only about 30 seconds separating them at the moment, I would say. Paper doing his menu, we'll see how cleanly this goes. Bit of a slow scroll down to the bottom there. Didn't teach quite clean, and does teach strength in the top slot, which is faster by 1 input, as you do strength 3 times compared to surf just the 2. He gets trolled by the girl, so has to take 2 extra steps. And does try to strength the water. That does not work, but what are you doing? So we saw problemstrol pick up Blizzard TM there, which will now teach, hopefully not to Squirtle. Does try to teach to Squirtle.
Oh, yeah, that's a bit of time
We'll
loss.
waste some time. Does teach it over the correct move though. So we have lost by a win, but we have now gained Blizzard. But this gap getting less and less every second. Paperguy's experience with the late game coming in handy here. And checking everything stats. So it looks like that is looks like that's checks it again. There we go. Looks like he's got a perfect Nidoking there.
Is a jolly Nidoking.
It is indeed a jolly Nidoking. So let's see. We've got problemstrol cutting the bush for Erica's gym at 37.49. This is the first opportunity we see for a Blizzard Miss, which can waste a lot of time if this execute uses Hypnosis. I believe it has Hypnosis or Sleep Pattern. But yeah, gap between the runners is looking to be about 45 seconds. So still very close, anything can happen from here. 45 seconds is 1 death to Black Bolt or 1 death to Lance, so it could very well come down to Lance deciding.
It does dodge the optional in Erica's gym.
It does indeed dodge the optional. I think for a while there, Paperguy's PB had had that beauty that looks down as an optional in his PB. I think his first 153, 154 had that optional tree. And we'll see the difference here in HP. Paper with the 7 HP compared to problemstrol's 10. That basically arose from Paper candying 4 different. And there we have our first Blizzard Miss. Does not get 4-turn wrap, 4-turn bind, sorry, from Tangler. It is possible to die there. As a Gym Freak will be able to tell everyone. So that's the Gym Freak, first person to die to the Tangler on Blizzard's Shrines. Now, will we see any swag blame questions? That's the real question here.
That's the real winner of the race. Whoever has more swag blame questions.
Yeah. So we haven't seen any swag PCs or anything yet, but I'm holding hope that Paper gives us at least a swag blame question. So we see both runners in Blaine's gym. Still a 45-second difference, which I guess emphasizes how long it actually takes to do these questions. Having to read through the same text for every question, whereas in yellow the questions were much shorter, and going through this section was it's a lot faster if you know all the answers. Still no swag playing question. We've got Paperguy letting us down here. We do not see the super potion. Oh, we see turn 2 super potion on grounds. Not quite the turn 1, but does save a small amount of time.
Swag questions, which is disappointing.
We'll just have to wait for swag boulders, I guess, in Victory Road. So, problemstrol managing to have fixed his bag management now and not getting any TMs from either Blaine or Erica. Just getting the toxic TM. And we see problemstrol going into the final gym leader in the triple gym leader gauntlet. Not really a way to die here unless you general misses. It would be very unfortunate. Two down, two more to go. And does not general miss, so Sabrina, easy fight. Almost up to black belt, which should be interesting. Problemstrol, the more likely of the two to survive black belt, having more HP, as he delayed all 3 candies. Ooh, checks his
a jolly Nido can
for the 3rd time.
Paper does Gen 1 miss on Venom off and gets paralyzed. That is incredible. Paper is the Gen 1 miss master.
So that could be the race over.
And
paralyzed again by the Venom off. Alakazam here can kill in one shot if it criticals. Oh, that's just not good. That's really unfortunate for Paper.
Psywave miss? Let's switch out.
He's going for the super question. So he lives. Whatever the movie Alexander is, I don't even know. Just getting trolled and his slave now. This is really unfortunate. And problemstrol making it through black belt, no worries. Going for the X accuracy, X speed, and the critical side beam. Oh boy, and reset. Okay. Is that it? That's it. I don't think there was a save. And that's a dot quit, I think, coming from Paperguy. Sad to see that.
It's really unfortunate.
Yep. That's not how you want to end your race. Losing to a 0.4% chance. Very unlucky. Problemstrol also risking the right horn on Giovanni, elixiring, as he forgot to elixir before the fight. Very sad way to end this race, but it looks like problemstrol will be able to cruise to the end and secure this win. So problemstrol taking out Giovanni, just has the 6 fights left now. Giovanni, Viridian Rival and the Fight Elite 4. And flashes the training card again, double for stakes accuracy, manages to find the rebels. Yeah, very unfortunate way that this had to end, but that would have been probably 4 to 5 minutes at least time lost there from Paper, so in the end problemstrol going for the horn drill after Pidgeot had
Pidgeot is
triple agility.
Solid.
Yeah. Does miss the range, I believe, doesn't it?
Fortunate.
I believe that's 72%.
But yeah, some fights are locked into using agility, like Viridian Rival and Lance. It's a psychic move and a poison type. So.
It does make setup on these two fights, especially this one, 3, it's theoretically impossible to die this fight unless you use the wrong move. But yes, problemstrol will be short a horn drill. So it'll be interesting to see if he takes the center. Nothing to lose, really, if he does take the center. Be slow, but there's no chance of him losing this race now. I think that the rest of this race basically comes down to seeding. As he has basically got this race in the bag now, the seeding is the important part, really. So getting a good time to get a good seed will matter. Still, will be interesting. Problemstrol's next few games. It's a very interesting group, Group E, with Paper with the 152, Kevin Hero Free with the 156, Problemstrol with the 158, and then someone I'm unfamiliar with as the fourth person in the group. Is grabbing the Max Ether, tossing Toxic most likely, so he doesn't have to take the center. But yes, the Kevin Hero Free matchup versus Problemstrol should be a very entertaining match. Both have pretty similar PVs, and that match will most likely decide who goes through to the bracket stage. Also have some interesting matchups after this one. On Speed Gaming we have Legend Eater versus Elminster, an excellent game, and then followed by Flitz and Hasselback, which should also be an excellent race. Problemstrol entering Victory Road, pushing some balls around.
Oh.
And does push the boulder in the wrong direction.
Can salvage
Let's corrected that mistake.
It was almost very bad.
Some very, very interesting races. I wish I could stay up and watch them. But it's 3:30 for me right now, so I'm probably going to go straight to bed after this. Bit late for that, Paper. Bit late. Does not use strength. Cannot push the ball without strength. Paper Guy forfeit. Because he gen one with Sabrina and got paralyzed. Rip Elm. Yes, I won't be commentating any of Elminster's games because I have heard some interesting discussion he was having earlier about some interview shenanigans. So, to anyone commentating Elminster's games, watch out for Elminster's interview at the end. So Problemstrol just about to move on to the last floor here. Not hitting any optionals, so we don't get to see any Charizard Earthquakes. Damn it, why am I Gen 1 missing this Charizard every single time?
The classic. Classic.
Ooh, we see a swag boulder from Problemstrol. There we are, we have our first swag of the match and a second swag boulder. It's just the two, but we did in fact get to see some swag this race.
Some nice swag boulders.
On track for about a 205, I would say, this race, or for this run from Problemstrol. Let's see if he Loreley's. Oh, swag PC as well. Now I'm impressed. I'll see him keep his level 10 Pidgey in his body.
Level 10. Yeah. It's weird, I didn't think they had those on Route. They do.
Decides to opt to buy a forward store rather than pick up the hidden forward store at the end of Victory Road. Now I hear this fight can kill you if you general miss. If Aurora being general misses pitch you, so it should be interesting.
Knowing that elite
We've
club.
already seen one runner die to a general miss, maybe we'll see another with no save before this fight. Does swap out to Pidgey, doesn't forget, and does not get the miss.
No Lorelei swap in 2017.
And does have enough one drills because he did pick up and use the Max Ether for that 2 PP. So that's a good one. So if problemstrol wants to take Red Bar through Bruno, he's going to need to take damage from Onyx here. So we want to see the Rage Slam. Is he going to forget to Elixir? That's the question. Yes, he is. Okay. So most likely going to have to Elixir the Onyx. Shouldn't be an issue unless he gets double Slam or Rock Throw Crit plus Slam. It will be interesting if he doesn't realize until he gets to the yep, and he's going to realize when he gets to the Hitmonlee that he doesn't have any PP left of one drill, and now he realizes it's the X defend. It's very lucky on Hitmonchan. So problemstrol, just going with the fastest strat of Elixiring into X defend. Actually, I'm not even sure if that's faster. Probably isn't. X defend is pretty slow. Levels out of Red Bar. We'll see what strat he goes for. Agatha. I'm assuming he'll most likely go for a store, because at this point there's not much point risking super push and strats. Let's go for super potion strats. Interesting. Will he save? Double super. Okay.
Double.
Interesting. So since the introduction of Blizzard, this fight has got a lot better. Because Blizzard is guaranteed to put the Golbat into below, I'm not sure, it might be below 1/8 HP, which guarantees, or doesn't guarantee, but is a 50-50 to use Super Potion. So there's a 50-50 chance that Golbat doesn't even get to use a move. And it has a bunch of troll moves like Haze, Supersonic and Confuse Variable. Does get the crit on the Golbat, so this will be a very nice end of fight. And will be a good HP to just Super Potion for Lance, which should give him pretty good Red Bar. Sadly, we don't get to see Lance decide anything this round other than just pure time loss. Okay, I didn't realize he must have expect on this fight. So it does lose that speed badge boost when he leveled up to 52. so it was slower than the last Gengar, but that Gengar doesn't really have anything of note. It does lose Hypnosis, I believe, and learns Toxic over it, compared to the first Gengar, so it has a much lower chance of trolling. But because of that Nightshade, I think he has to go for the Forest Door here, which means no red bar. If Lance does crit, he can get dead bar though. Hydro Pump does connect. Does not critical. And then accidentally X-speeds and dies, okay. Didn't even wait to see if Hydro Pump missed. There is another match after this one. I believe the match on this channel after this one is Legend Eater versus Elminster, which group is that? That one is Group G, which is a very tight group at the moment, with an upset in the first round. Legend Eater going into this matchup without a loss, 1 win, no losses, and Elm going in with 1 win, 1 loss. So this could be a very important matchup to see how that group ends. And exactly what Feasel said, there are 2 matches going on right now, with Shiru versus Real Raz on Jim B's channel, and Stepahan versus Kaitora on Speaking 2. But definitely stick around. On this channel there are 2 excellent races coming up after this, with some great commentary as well. And problemstrol has no issues hitting Blizzard on Lance. Not really, doesn't actually add a risk of dying, as the Dragonairs and Dragonites have agility, and the Dragonite has a Reflect, which is Psychic type, so it's actually locked into using that, I believe. I'm not sure if he problemstrol saved. I don't believe he did. Unlikely to die in this fight unless he gets Sky Attack critical though, or misplays again with X items, but it's quite unlikely. Can die to Wing Attack plus Wing Attack critical though, which would be the most likely way to die here. Gets the mirror move, so it's pretty much sealed. Just has to drill his way to victory. Problemstrol looks like he will be finishing in about, looks like to be about a high 206, which is a very solid effort. Only 8 minutes off his PB. With, I believe he had, how many deaths? 1, 2, it was I think 4, he reset at least 4 times. Misty, Lance, Oddish Girl. And there was another, I believe. Oh, and he also died in Lavender Tower.
Yep.
But yeah, problemstrol definitely showing his potential to improve his personal best in these races. If he can get a clean Deathless run, can definitely improve his PB by 3-4 minutes with a clean run. Taking down the last poke. So problemstrol taking out this match. This was the first match of Group E, so that puts problemstrol top of that group with 1 win. Paperguy going to the bottom of that group with 1 loss. Still a lot of matches left to be played in that group though. I believe we may have both Paper and problemstrol almost ready for an interview. I see them both in the waiting room. So we'll see what they have to say about their race. So it looks like the final time for problemstrol. With the 2 hours in-game time, 6 minutes better than his real time, with a 2:06.42. Looks like he did not stop the timer at the right time, but that's fine. 2:06.42. Very solid effort.
Hello, Paper Guy.
What's up, Feature692?
That was a rough one. Rough way to go. Sorry, dude.
It's whatever. You know, I've died worse, right? I've general missed twice on 4-turn Thrash Girl. I mean, Sabrina's just chill.
Yeah, that was a pretty unfortunate way to go, getting the stun spore hit on both turns.
Yeah.
Pretty unlucky.
It is what it is. I was pretty tilted after the Rattata crit high roll, so I don't
Yeah, that was
ever since that happened.
not a good way to start with those 2 deaths to short bite as well.
Yeah, I didn't regret the decision on Short Sky. I don't regret it because it's like less than 2%, so I'm never gonna say that was a wrong play, but Brock kind of made it a lot worse.
For sure. And we've got problemstrol here as well. Welcome, problemstrol.
Oh my god. What
Congrats
happens
on
in this
the
race? Okay, thank you. Now, this race was like, who forfeits first, really, man.
How did you feel you played
God.
that race?
Oh my god, like, I was playing, like, I think, okay, until the Ghastly, when I just, like, first I bubbled in the glass and just forget that Rock Slide was on the first slot.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened on this goal, but I think I was thinking that I was on the on the final fight of the tower. I just don't know, man. Really.
That makes sense. So, did you try a new move order that run, or just got mixed up with where Rockslide was?
Sorry?
On the Ghastly, were you trying a new move order, or just misclicked?
No, I just, like, I was really acclimated to that second slot Rock Slide. It's really recent that I'm using on first slot.
Yep.
So,
yeah, with the new Blizzard move order, I guess.
Yes, I was without my full restore, so I was thinking, okay, I will do Sylph first to get full restore to Arbok. But like everything went wrong because of this. I forgot to teach Earthquake. I was doing the menus all wrong. Oh my god.
Yeah, it was. We were impressed that you managed to make it through that first juggler fight without Earthquake, because we saw you go in without Earthquake, and we were expecting a wipe there. So you did pretty well to make it through with just Thrash.
Yes. Not pretty well, because I was thinking like, okay, I will just trade to PG, wait him to die, and I'm like, okay, he's like trading to Cadaver, trading to Drowsy, all over. And I just forget that I had only one Horn Drill, so I couldn't make that way.
It was a good race nonetheless, and congrats on the win.
Thanks, really. What happens to Paperguy on Before Fate? I didn't watch it.
He Gen 1 missed on Sabrina.
Oh my god, I was thinking about that. Oh my god, that's so crappy, man.
I know.
Really?
I clipped it. If you want to watch it, I'll send it to you after.
Please. Oh my god.
It's pretty hilarious, to be honest. It wasn't funny when it happened, but rewatching it, it was pretty funny.
Did you guys have any idea where each other was? Did you have each other's streams open, or?
Yes, I like just was seeing like 5 minutes, but don't watch the entire thing, so I didn't know why he forfeited.
Yeah, it was interesting. We had the gap was varying, because I know Paper had a lot of his luck was a lot better through the bridge, Misty and Surge split. So I think it started off at about a 7-minute gap after Brock, or after the Paper's death to Short Sky, and then I think it was back to about a 2.5-minute gap. Actually, yeah, it was back to a 2.5-minute gap going into Koga's gym, and then the forgetting to teach Earthquake, I think, brought it back to about 45 seconds, which was, I think, the gap when you both went into Sabrina. So it was a pretty close race. Well,
I watched Problems most of the way, but that's because I needed to assess how much YOLOing I needed to do. I find it very important if you're behind to make sure you're watching where your opponent is, so you can actually make some
Yes.
decisions.
yeah, we were interested to see if you would go for Silph Bar.
I didn't go for it because he messed up the Ghastly. I would have went for it if he had not had all the time lost on Ghastly and Golbat, but it made it a lot easier for me to hope he made mistakes after he died to Golbat. Line of play. I would have had to go for Silph Bar if he hadn't have made that mistake.
For sure.
But that's kind of why I full YOLO'd Moon. I think I would have Golden Moon if I split for Route 3, because I got full Red Bar. It was just incredible. So.
It was a solid race. What do you guys think of your the next matches you have to play?
I hope that I don't play like that, really. Just hope that. Oh my god.
I'm just gonna hope I don't Gen 1 miss. I guess that's all I can really hope for.
I think that's what everyone will be hoping, that we don't see any more race ending Gen 1 misses like that, because
experience the Sabrina I experienced in the race, but really that's probably only a one of every 4 or 5 months for all the runners, so I got out of the way for everyone.
Let's hope we don't see any more Sabrina Gen 1 misses for this one, because if it's anything like that, then it'll make it pretty hard for whoever misses to come back. But yeah, thank you guys very much for coming in for an interview. I believe up next we have Elminster and Legend Eater. It should be an excellent match with Sahamasho and Flutes123 commentating that, which should be very entertaining. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. Definitely stick around for the next race. And if you haven't already, we have 2 races happening right now. Shiro 666 versus Real Raz on twitch.tv/JimB162, and Stepahan versus Kayitora on twitch.tv/Speed Gaming 2. So yeah, definitely check those out. If you're while you wait for the next race, yeah. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. I was Storms.
No, man.
And sorry, you go. And we also had P-Church692 commentary. I'll catch you guys for the next race.